Welcome to Through the Eyes of a Donkey. This is a story of Jesus' birth, told from the perspective of the donkey who carried Mary to Bethlehem. This is a very special gift for a special young man. This is for you, Hudson, from Grammy. She'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. So hi, my name is Olivia, and I'm excited to share a beautiful story with you. The power of God works in and through the lives of all of us. Hudson, do you know who Jesus is? Well, this is a story about how God used a simple little donkey to help Jesus. When I was a baby, my family received a little donkey to help carry me around. His name was Havivi, which means friend or dearly loved in Hebrew. Hudson, can you say Havivi? Oh, he was always by my side, and he watched over me. He would tickle me with his fuzzy nose on my cheek, making me giggle. He was my best friend. We had no secrets, and Havivi shared the best stories. It's true. Hudson, he could talk, just like the donkey in the Bible. You can find that story in the book of Numbers 22, verse 28. You have to read that story someday. Havivi was a special gift from God. One day my father said that God told him that Havivi must go to our neighbor Joseph. Joseph, his wife Mary, and their unborn child were required to travel to Bethlehem to register for the king. Even though I was heartbroken at the thought that he would no longer be mine, I knew he would never be far from me. Havivi told me about how he carried Mary on his back. He stepped gently to make sure he did not slip and fall. He asked God to guide his footsteps and heard God's voice in his ear with words of comfort and wisdom. With each mile, Havivi grew stronger. His confidence soared because he knew God chose him. Now arriving in Bethlehem, they tried to find their way through the enormous crowd. Havivi was alert and tried not to stumble on the cobblestone streets. Again, he felt God's presence of peace as they moved along their divine path. Now the day turned to night quickly, and Joseph knew that he had to find a place to rest. Mary would brush Havivi's fur with a mother's touch. She would gently talk to him along the way, showing her love for him. Joseph couldn't find an inn because they were all full, but finally, an innkeeper took mercy on them and offered them a place in his barn. Because the journey was long, Havivi began to drift off to sleep. Hudson, don't fall asleep. I have so much more to tell you. You see, there was a gentle breeze, a beautiful scent, and now a new sound in the barn. The voice of a baby was such a blessing to the ears. And high in the sky, a star shone bright, like a diamond on that holy night. That night there were shepherds in the field attending to their sheep. The angel of the Lord appeared and told them the great news that their Lord and Savior had been born in Bethlehem, the city of David. The angel told them to follow the star to the Holy Child. Filled with joy, they began their journey to this holy place to bring honor to the King. The shepherds followed the star and quietly entered the stable. A little shepherd boy knelt beside Jesus and began to sing sweetly in his ear to bring him honor. Havivi felt it his duty to watch over this baby while others entered that night. So with his nose, Hudson, he squeezed in to be by this precious child. Now King Herod heard about this precious child, and he ordered 3 wise men to go and immediately report back to him. When they saw the star, a great joy filled their hearts. When they arrived in the stable, they bowed down to the King of Kings and the Son of God, and they presented him with frankincense, gold, and myrrh. This Son of God slept by candlelight. His glow warmed the cool night air, and as the shepherd boy continued to sing, a small child known as the drummer boy began to keep time. The heavenly music soothed their souls. Havivi watched as Mary wrapped Jesus in his blanket. He marveled at how her touch was so gentle, and Mary began to settle in but turned and looked at her sweet donkey. Walking to Havivi, she threw her arms around his neck, and you know what she said, Hudson? She said, "Thank you. You have served God well. I love you." Mary then led Havivi to Jesus and asked him to watch over him in the night. Snuggling up to this sweet boy, Havivi watched every breath he took. In the quiet of the night, Havivi began to realize how God had called him for this divine moment. That honor filled his heart with joy. Hudson, I hope you have enjoyed this story. Havivi has taught us many things, and his words will forever ring in my ears. As I snuggled up against his neck, Havivi said to make Jesus my best friend and ask him into my heart. And remember, Jesus is always near. So never be afraid and always look for God's hope in my life. Hudson, this message is for you too, my sweet little friend. May you be blessed to know that you are loved. Your friends, Olivia and Havivi. Well, Hudson, the story has come to an end, but in the back of this book, there's some fun activities for you and your family to do, and a game to find hope. I encourage you to spend family time this season. Thank you for being a part of Hope Journey and listening to Through the Eyes of a Donkey. Merry Christmas, Hudson.